Never Dies is a 1997 James Bond film. This time it's directed by Roger Spottiswoode. Now the plot is we see Jonathan Pryce, who is the villain. His plan is to use this encoder, and that's going to make China think that the UK has killed a bunch of their men, thus creating a war between them. And amongst this war, if these two go at it, it will destroy their government. Therefore, his company could come in and take over the government, and he could become a world leader. Of course, James Bond comes in to try to stop him. Now, what I thought of Tomorrow Never Dies was I actually enjoyed this movie. First, I should mention how much I like Pierce Brosnan as James Bond, because I love the way he's able to play this character pretty serious for most of the time, but still have those moments where he has those one-liners. He has those funny moments that they're not over the top, but they're good enough to help make this movie fun and help move the action along. Jonathan Pryce as Elliot, the villain, he plays a really good villain. He has that look, the way he acts. He plays that douchey asshole character that you want to see get his at the end. You see that he is married. He has a trophy wife in a sense. Terry Hatcher, who, I mean, this is 97, but she was smoking hot. She was. And not only is she here to be the hot chick for Bond to hook up with, no, they have a past history with each other. I guess they dated, or maybe they were just a fling. Who knows really what it was, but she's clearly pissed at Bond because she thought it was something more, and Bond sort of just left her hanging. And I like that because not only does that create an interesting relationship or interaction between the two, but it creates history and past and some consequences to what James Bond has done. I have been thinking the last few Bond films, I mean, I know this has been going on throughout the whole series, but I guess that's why I have thought about it. I, for once, would like to see Bond either attempt to stay with a woman, or at least give me a really good reason why he hasn't been staying with these women. Because every film, you meet a Bond woman, and they seem more interesting than the next, but it's just the next movie, he's not with them anymore. He's moved on to bigger and better things, I guess. And it was interesting this time around to see someone like Terry Hatcher, who is hot. It makes you go, why wouldn't he try to make things work with her? And she's pissed at him for it. You also get Michelle Yeoh, who is a Chinese spy, and she's basically doing the same thing that Bond's doing, going undercover and trying to figure out what Jonathan Pryce is up to. And I liked her character as well because she not only could fight, could handle herself, and was a badass, but I think I bought her chemistry with Bond a lot more than most of those fighting Bond women who come in and they act like they're not interested in Bond, but really deep down they are. A few actors I want to mention really briefly is Colin Salmon, who he's an actor that I've seen a lot of stuff, especially the last few years. And seeing him really young here, it's a small role, but still I just was like, wow, that's Colin Salmon with hair. Also, I didn't mention in my last review that we have a new Moneypenny. Samantha Bond plays Moneypenny. Interesting enough, that's her name, Samantha Bond. And I like her take on the Moneypenny character because, yeah, you could tell there is still some sexual tension between her and Bond, but I get more of a sense that she's more independent. She's more like, I like you, Bond, but I know how you are, so I'm not going to be sitting here pining away over you. In fact, in the last movie, you saw a little bit of Bond getting jealous of her going on a date of her own. So I'm a little bit more interested in their relationship than I have been. As far as the action goes, the action in this movie was pretty awesome. Like, Bond gets this new car from Q, and this enables him to drive the car with almost like a remote control without even having to be in the car. And the chase scene that he has in this garage where all these cars are chasing after him and he's literally in the back seat driving the car, and just the action that went on there was great. Later on, the motorcycle chase that they have was even more awesome, and I don't know if it was because of the stunt work that was done there or because it seemed like a good amount of it was Pierce Brosnan and Michelle Yeoh actually on the motorcycle doing a lot of the stuff. That was refreshing. And of course the action at the end where they're on the submarine and it's just chaos and gunfighting everywhere. You really can't end a Bond movie better than that. So Tomorrow Never Dies. The story, I mean, it seems like we're in a situation, a territory where they're not as much doing the Ian Fleming books or stories anymore, that they're more doing their own, mostly because there's so many movies at this point. What else can they do? However, it does seem to be keeping in tone with Bond and a story that he would take up on, and the action alone has me still interested in the 90s take on James Bond. Let me know in the comments below, what did you think of Tomorrow Never Dies? I quite enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Later!